Hi, my name is Jasmine Smith. My debut YA novel, Death Card, comes out next summer with Penguin Random House. And welcome to my second YouTube vlog. So this week, I've got a goal of staying off of social media all week. I've been talking to my best friend a lot about our addiction to scrolling. I can find myself like scrolling through TikTok for like hours. I feel like it is rotting my brain. It is ruining my attention span. I have the urge to just pick up my phone anytime I'm bored. And I think it's really like affecting my time. It's a massive time suck. And so to try and cure that addiction and, work on my attention span, I'm going to be taking the week away from, stuff like TikTok, Instagram, Threads. I will allow myself to look at long form pieces of media, of social media, like YouTube and Substack. But other than that, I am going to try and cut out the scrolling. I am going to read more, write more, hopefully get like at least one crochet project done or at least started, and try and reclaim my time. It has just been, I haven't felt like motivated. I have not felt like good about my time in a while. I feel like I'm just wasting time. And so I think this is going to be a good experiment. And I'm going to take y'all along with me and vlog the whole process. So I feel like I'm off to a good start this morning already. I woke up early and wrote 2,000 words before I started my day job. I work from home. And I have not written that much in one sitting in a long time. So I'm very proud of that. I am very much looking forward to seeing how much I'm able to write the rest of the week. But I'm also looking forward to seeing how much I'm able to read. Right now, my fiance and I are in the middle of rereading The Hunger Games. Once I found out that he had never finished the original trilogy, actually, I found out that he never finished the first book. So I was like, that's not going to fly. We're going to have to reread that together so that we can read Sunrise on the Reaping. And so I'm 166 pages into my reread. Hoping to get this finished by the end of the week, so I can start catching fire. He's almost done. He's ahead of me, so I want to catch up. And then I am also reading a nonfiction book. It is called Abortion, Our Bodies, Their Lies, and the Truths We Use to Win. I had set a goal at the beginning of the year that I wanted to read more nonfiction, mostly because I want to be able to know what I'm talking about when I'm arguing with people or trying to educate people. And so I just want to read more nonfiction, which I have not done since I was in school. So I don't know if I'm going to finish this week, but I want to get deeper into it. And then I'm also listening to an audiobook. It is Allie Hazelwood's, Two Can Play. Yeah, it's her like Spotify exclusive, like audiobook exclusive. It's pretty short. It's only like 4 hours. I think I'm 15% of the way through. So hopefully like I'll be able to listen to that while I'm just doing stuff around the house, laundry, dishes, that sort of thing. So excited to see where I'm at by the end of the week. So ignore that final word count right there. I am working off of a zero draft, and then I'm editing in track changes, chapter by chapter. So I did about 750 words this morning before work, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's like a YA haunted house / haunted families novel, and you get a little sneak peek of the title right there, which I'm actually pretty proud of. We'll see if it sticks. It is such a dreary morning. It makes me want to not do anything. But I also know that it's going to make me like not want to focus on work. And normally when I don't want to focus, I have the urge to like pick up my phone or, do something else. And so I'm going to try and stay more focused and be more mindful today of that. When I was taking the dog out this morning, I sometimes want to like just scroll on my phone while I'm taking her out. And today I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay in the present moment and allow myself to be a little bored. So that's something I did not do. Mindless scrolling. Sometimes when I'm waiting for the shower to heat up, I'll just scroll through TikTok videos. I did not do that. So day 2 is off to a good start. Admittedly, yesterday was hard. I did fail a couple times. Like I went to open Instagram or like Facebook without even thinking about it. So that, makes me realize how unconscious it is. But I think today is going to be better. It's going to be better. And I still got stuff done yesterday. Like the amount of time that I spent on social media was far decreased yesterday. So I think I'm going to do even better today. I got some writing done before work, and now I am logged in for my day job. So I'm gonna do that on this dreary, dreary day. All day, every few hours, I just sit at my desk and then I come and I take the dog out. But now that I am not like scrolling on my phone, I'm just trying to like pay attention to things, like the way that the light shines through the trees and the shapes of the clouds, and just trying to be more present. Yeah. Hi, hello. It is the end of day 2. I just washed my hair because my fiance and I went on a 2-mile walk / run. We ran a little bit. I'm very proud of that. Today was a little bit, actually no, it was not better than yesterday because I still failed. My editor reached out with potential cover artists from my book. And so then I had to spend like an hour on Instagram looking at both of their pages. So definitely failed the social media aspect today. But for the most part, like I did stay off of it. I watched some YouTube videos while I was working, read a bit more in the Hunger Games, and of course went and exercised with my fiance. I'm gonna try and put my like ring data up here. But yeah, I do find that I think my attention span is getting a little better day by day. It's definitely a struggle. Like I still feel like I want to pick up my phone when I'm bored, but I'm trying to just like take in more about my environment, be more mindful, like find other alternatives, like picking up a book instead. So far, I would say it's a success so far, even though I've had some failures, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Hello, good morning. It is day 3 of my no social media challenge, and today should actually be easy because I have to go into the office today. I actually live about 2 hours away from my office. When I got the job, I lived in like the city that my office is located, and then I moved. And so now I mostly work from home. But today I have to go in the office, so that should make it easy to not be on social media. Although I have begun to realize that like cutting out social media entirely might be unrealistic. It might be more realistic to find a balance, especially because so much of being an author requires being on social media, like for networking, to, stay current and, that sort of thing, for promotion. So I'm kind of leaning towards there being a balance, but I'm still gonna stick to my guns and try and stay off as much as possible. I hate this drive. Surprisingly, I actually do it quite a bit because I still have friends who live up in that city. But there's something like it's much more fun to drive to Raleigh for fun. It is not that great to drive during the weekday, the morning rush. But I'm gonna be listening to Allie Hazelwood's Two Can Play. I'm gonna try and finish that today. I've only got like 3 hours left in it, so I should be able to finish it between like my drive there and my drive back. So bye. So today is day 4. If you can't tell, I am exhausted. Yesterday was such a long day that after I drove home, which was like basically 2 hours, after I got home, I just did not have the mental energy to read or do anything that required my brain. And so I did scroll TikTok. Not for a long time, but I did. And I felt a little guilty after. And I've been thinking about my screen time for the week, which I'm totally going to like go over my screen time. Like at the end of the week, I'm going to hold myself accountable. But like, I don't feel like I've lowered my screen time at all. Like if anything, I've replaced like Instagram and TikTok with like YouTube for the most part. But I know that the point of the week was not to reduce the screen time. It was about like staying off of social media. And even that I've failed at. So I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I think I'm just trying to limit my time at this point. But I really have been thinking a lot about how much we look at screens every day. Like we look at our phones for entertainment. We look at TVs for entertainment. We have to look at like computer screens for work. I had like really bad eye strain yesterday and I could do nothing but just continue to look at the screen because I had to do my job. And so like, I think one thing that I want to take away from this week is trying to do more screen-free activities. Last weekend I went hiking. It was a 5-mile hike. It was the first time I've ever done that. But like, I really enjoyed just like getting out in nature and, you know, having that like be an activity without screens. I haven't been able to crochet at all this week so far, but that is a great screen-free hobby that I like to do. Reading. So, yeah, I'm just hoping that like by the end of this week, I will have like taken the tools and like begun to lessen my time on social media and take that and be able to do better next week and then the week after. I don't know if that will be the case, but we will see. Ignore my crazy hair. I crazy everything. This is very much a day where I did not feel like really getting dressed. But I am taking a short little crochet break in the middle of the workday, just to let off some steam and some stress, getting a little bit of that done. I have been working on a blanket project since December. The pattern is called the Forever Blanket. It's just a series of double crochets, like all the way through. And so it really is going to take me forever, but it's also very mindless. And so it's been a good activity for when I just want to like keep my hands busy. It's something that I don't have to devote a whole lot of thought towards. And so I really love that. I just changed back to my brown color. So it's like alternating red and brown. And so I just did a color change to the brown and I'm working on, this is the 46th row. I think there's going to be 100 and something. So it's not going to be done for a while. I've been telling people maybe next winter it'll be done. So yeah. Hello, today is day 5. I have given up on my appearance entirely, so I don't care anymore. I just got bad work news today, so my mood has kind of like plummeted. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I can recover from, but it's not great. It's not great. But anyways, I'm gonna keep vlogging until Sunday. Today is Friday. I will say that like I definitely have like opened my social media apps. I may just scroll through for like a minute. So I have cheated. And I think it's because I'm just tired. As the week goes on, I'm just tired and I just don't have the mental energy to resist. But I'm gonna try and be stronger for the rest of the day. And for the weekend. Tonight, my fiance and I are supposed to go to a store party So they have this thing called like the statewide star party. And so a bunch of different like museums and universities and stuff throughout North Carolina will host these like basically gatherings, like family friendly gatherings, so that people can like watch the stars and, you know, learn and have different activities. I went to one in Raleigh a few years ago, and it was pretty cool. So we're going to try and go tonight as a date night, a free date night activity. And then tomorrow we're going to a protest in Raleigh. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. If I remember, I'll try and vlog a little bit of that. As far as my progress for the week, I had a goal of trying to close my rings every day, and yesterday I failed, but that's only because I had to charge my phone, and so I didn't have my phone in my pocket, but I did like 2 hours of cleaning throughout the house, and so I definitely think that like I would have closed my rings. So I definitely had a lot of screen-free time yesterday evening because I was like running around cleaning the house. I have been making some progress in the book. I am now on page 247. I made it to, I think I'm in part 3. Yes, I'm in part 3, The Victor. This book, I forgot how much I loved it. The voice is everything. Like, this is what a young adult novel should be. And I really like strive to write something as good as this. I know that I'm probably going to fail. I know that my book is not going to live up to the Hunger Games. I mean, this is a modern day classic, but I definitely want it to be an example. And yeah, I'm just really glad that I decided to reread this and reread the series. So hopefully maybe I can try and finish it by the end of the week. We'll see. No promises. I wrote a bunch yesterday. My fiance and I sat down for like half an hour at the kitchen table. It was so cute. He's working on a screenplay and I'm working on a new book, a YA, like haunted house book. And I basically looked through and saw how far I've gotten. I have written 5,000 words, not just this week, but I think it was like last week, or it was like a couple weeks ago that I started on this revision of it. And so far I'm 5,000 words in. So I think safe to say I'm not going to quit it. I'm going to keep going to the end. But yeah, I'll try and vlog a little bit today. Definitely vlog tomorrow. And then I'll check in again on Sunday for a wrap up of this whole experience and the lessons that I have learned from it. Hello. So it is the end of the week. Actually, spoiler alert, it is the next week. I got a little busy on Sunday, recovering from the protest. But anyways, now I'm going to wrap up how my week without social media went. And I put air quotes around that because I failed. As you're gonna see from my actual like screen time, which I'm gonna move over because I'm gonna put numbers over here. I'm gonna put like little screenshots in, but I actually failed. I was on social media, and I'm gonna be looking over here because I've got my laptop with like the screen grabs of my screen time. But let's take a look at that. Let's get a little boring. So this week's average was 4 hours and 46 minutes, and that's for screen time total. The total screen time was 33 hours and 25 minutes. Now, if we want to compare that with the week before when I wasn't doing any sort of challenge, it's not that much of a difference. The week before was 4 hours and 51 minutes, and the total was 34 hours and 1 minute. So really, it was like an hour of difference. What was different was the things that I was like using my phone for. So during the week that I did the no social media, I was mostly on YouTube. I spent 4 hours and 8 minutes on YouTube. And that's because like while I was working, I would have YouTube on in the background, like watching video essays. And Instagram was at 2 hours and 44 minutes, and TikTok went down to 2 hours and 22 minutes. If you want to compare that to the week before when I was not doing the social media break, TikTok was definitely the winner at a whopping 8 hours and 27 minutes. That's insane. That's insane. That's like a full work day. Oh, sorry. I got a phone call. So that interrupted what I was saying. But all that to say is that my week without social media wasn't even a week without social media. And there were multiple reasons for that. Some were just that, like, out of force of habit, I would open up TikTok or Instagram and start scrolling through, and then realize part of it is that, like, I opened it for, like, my job, like, especially when I got the information about the cover artists. I wanted to go and look through their Instagram, and, and try and decide who, I wanted to work on the cover. And so there were a lot of different factors, but I think I also realized too that even when I wasn't on TikTok or Instagram, I was replacing it with something else. Like, I still had YouTube going on in the background, or I would be checking Discord or scrolling through Reddit. And so, like, I took one distraction and replaced it with another distraction. And that's not really what I wanted to do. That wasn't really my goal. My goal was to try and, like, get rid of my obsession or reliance on my phone, on constantly distracting myself by scrolling. And I think that is going to take some time. I think that is like a bigger problem than I realized. And part of it is that, like, I don't allow myself to be bored. I don't allow myself to just be, like, present in the moment. Like, I realized at the beginning of the week that when I take my dog out to walk her, I will still be scrolling on my phone. Like, and I tried throughout the week to stop that, to actually, like, take in the way the sun reflects off of the trees, or the sound of birds singing in the morning. And so I think it's going to be a longer process for me to reduce my reliance on social media. And I think it's also, like, more complicated because of the fact that I'm building this author career. And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, like, a lot of people get their book recommendations from social media, from the internet. And so we as authors, unless you're like Suzanne Collins, who just gets to, like, drop a book and disappear and not do, like, an interview or anything, the rest of us have to be on social media in some form or fashion to get the word out about our books, about our stories. And so I'm always going to have to be on social media in some aspect. And it's also a way to network. It's a way to find out what other authors have going on, what books are coming out, like what events there are. And so that's going to be a portion of my life that I'm not going to be able to cut out if I want to have a successful career. I mean, I guess there are alternatives. Not every author is on social media. But for my own sanity, I have to feel like I have some type of control. So I'm going to be on social media. I think what I want to do going forward is try and rebuild my attention span and try and be bored more. Allow my mind to wander. Allow myself to just be present in the current moment, in what I'm doing. I don't always have to have some video going on the background. I don't always have to be, like, reading the news and scrolling and distracting myself. It's okay for me to sit and work in silence. It's okay for me to just, like, walk my dog and not be listening to a podcast or an audiobook or anything. I have to allow myself to be bored. And that is what I failed at this week. But I don't think it's a complete failure, because I took one step in the right direction. And I may not have fully realized what I wanted the goal to be. I may not have fully committed or, fully accomplished what I wanted to, but I'm headed in the right direction. And I've created a conversation within myself and within my own mind. So yeah, if watching this video helps someone else to realize that they are overly reliant on your phone or on your screens, then I hope that this will help you to begin to ask yourself, what do you want out of your life? What do you want out of your day-to-day? And what steps can you take to get there and to move in that right direction? So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know like what, your goal with screens and social media is. Are you looking to cut out social media entirely? Are you looking to cut down on your screen time? Like, what are the problems that you've had if you've tried to do that? So let me know in the comments. I'm eager to hear other people's experiences, and thanks for watching this long, probably boring vlog. Bye.